When I first started art and graduated with an art degree from University of Texas in Austin, I did terrible in the gallery scene. So like I just pretty much felt rejected. Well, I took a break, kind of like traveled and worked, still continue working on my craft. In Atlanta, I was at a bar. Leon's Full Service is the name of the bar in Decatur, Georgia. Basically drew on a menu, actually on a receipt, and I threw it away, went to the restroom, and then a friend at the mutual table was digging through the trash for it when I was coming back. And I was like, oh, what are you doing? Because I love your work. And I was like, oh. And our mutual friend at the table who works at the restaurants was like, dude, just draw on the menus. We print them out once a week. So that's like the genesis of the idea. I noticed when I came back to the bar or restaurant, I would see that posted on the refrigerator where the service staff would kind of see it. So I asked them about it. I'm like, oh, yeah, we love this drawing that this guy made. I'm like, well, I'm that guy. And then they were like, oh, yeah, we love it. Keep on doing it. So that was the second aha moment. I didn't understand really what my menu art was doing within the restaurant community, but it just really shined a light and brought a new perspective of like that community. And then my art, especially with menu art, I usually inspired by the space and the menu itself. Those values aligned, and so it allowed me to connect to the restaurant community. Little did I know that once worked with a lot of restaurants, got to get in touch with now restaurants and hotels, and led to travel industry. And got to work with like hotels and other like travel companies and understanding their goals. Keeping the same values I had, but kind of allowing my style, which has become our voice, to really be shine through. So we do try to understand really our community and what their values are. And we have different examples. In the pandemic, the Bruce Lee mural was for both the Black and Asian community, and that's why we have Cream Abdul-Jabbar and Bruce Lee in it. And then it was for a local restaurant in the International District that has a lot of history with the Asian community in that neighborhood. The beauty of Seattle is a lot of creative people, and truthfully, I've got a lot in touch with a lot of great mentors. Kind of taught me along the way of how do I grow as not just an artist, but like a leader with the team, a leader that needs to connect with the community. So when you say marketing, I laugh because the team gives me advice of how to improve it. So I would say the one thing in terms of marketing that I felt that the team has done a fantastic job distilling upon me is to become a better listener, understanding the difference of what a community needs and wants, and where does the art lie with those values. The Stay Strong was really kind of this message of hope of like, we'll persevere if we stay together, hence the Stay Strong message. Now, 5 years later, I still think it still rings true, but from a different light. It's matured in a way. The message is still true about Stay Strong, but then understanding our role within our community. So in murals, it's really understanding what's the story that needs to be told, and then how, in a visual way, do we tell it, but still staying true to our values. I think Bruce Lee mural, like Shirley did the portraits, and when we talked to her, it's like, you continue making the portraits, they're very beautiful, but we need to make sure we focus on like the color palette, like black and yellow, which, you know, Black and Asian communities, the dragon, which is very a symbolic meaning in Chinese and also Asian culture. The story that it's meant to be told within the restaurant, like that's where Bruce Lee ate when he attended here. And they also, the owner of Tai Tung, he was into the dragon. So it just has a lot of layers to it. And that's what we try to do. That's how we kind of like evaluate, were we successful? Number one is, what's the definition of success? We live in a world where, you know, social media, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. In the beginning it was more likes, but now it's more followers, and now it's more engagement. And that algorithm of just that machine, does it really drive what the artist wants for success? Do you want to be well known, or do you want to improve as an artist, or do you want to make it into a business? And those are actually three different hats you have to wear. I totally recommend you understand the business you're at. If you're working through the gallery scene, if you're working through retail, if you're working through events, those are all different avenues, and understanding how do you navigate that. Just understanding like who you are, what your values are, which audience do you resonate with, and stay true to yourself. I can't answer that because my wife's the foodie. We've done like, I don't know, like 500 plus menus in Seattle. Every restaurant, what I enjoy is hearing the restaurant story, how they came about, because it is, you talked about like earlier the question about artists pursuing their journey. It's the same journey for restaurants, especially smaller restaurants. Like, how did they get there? What was their story? Like, the story and the relationships is what I really value. Personally, the nature here in Seattle is amazing. Being able to take a walk, take a bike ride, go on a hike, the easy accessibility to water, all that, like that, hands down, is, you can't beat. I'm really excited for how the team is growing, bringing in people who see things differently. For example, working with a studio that specializes in glass, like the Chihuly, and having those artists create an interpretation of Dozfy artwork is exciting. We do private commissions. I'm doing a car this upcoming week, and it's related to these space engineers, and they're big gamers. And so like their affinity for video games and space, converting that into a car in an art visual form, those are like fun ideas. Just keep on growing, getting challenges, and see where really me and the team take Dozfy. It have to be something in jazz, because the way I approach art, I know the rules, I know the structure behind it, but I like the creative freedom and flow of it. In the end, I probably have to think about it, because it probably have to be a producer, because a producer is involved with composing everything and using a lot of instruments. That's a great question.